Hey everybody, it's 7 o'clock, and so gonna welcome you into this space. Happy to see some faces familiar and some not so familiar, but I just wanted to take some time really quickly and acknowledge kind of the time that we're in and some of the heaviness that I've been experiencing lately with the most recent news that's come out of Gaza. And so this time is going to be very simple. I'm going to create some context for the grief that I'm experiencing. We will light a candle together, and then we will hold some silence. We'll hold a bit of silence, about 4 minutes of silence, and just really thinking about and sending love and good intention to the families that are being devastated, the people that are being displaced, the people here and abroad who are experiencing immense grief that is probably palpable and also not able to be articulated. And so to me, it just felt appropriate to just sit in some silence and let the space that I'm holding be space for people across oceans to feel like someone is sitting in them, with them, in what they're feeling. After that, I had been thinking about a psalm, Psalm 73, that talks about the prospering of the wicked and this sense of feeling helpless and hopeless. And one of the things I'd like to do is to imagine breaking the siege. So I've invited everyone coming to bring something to light, a candle, and something to break. And before we do our blessing out, what we'll do is we will symbolically break the siege as well as the fog on the minds of people who have power to do something about this and are choosing not to. And that together we'll symbolically break that together in spirit. And then our friend Allison is going to give us a blessing out. And that'll just be our time. Shouldn't take more than 45 minutes. How are we doing? Everybody all right with that? So I was trying to figure out how to not cause harm in creating context for what's happening overseas, and I thought I might just read my piece from Substack. I think that's the best way to handle this, and so that way that'll be the way that we kind of come into what I'm feeling tonight. It says, on Sunday night, August 10th, Israeli forces struck a tent at the gate of Gaza City's al-Shifa hospital where journalists were working. The blast killed 5 members of Al Jazeera's Gaza bureau: Anas al-Sharif, Mohammed Qreiqeh, Ibrahim Zaher, Mohamen Aliwa, Mohammed Noufal. Al Jazeera has called it a premeditated and targeted assassination. Press freedom groups agree. Israel claims otherwise, but there has been no credible evidence. And I wrote, I knew what to expect on socials after hearing the news, a flurry of images that would rupture my imagination in the middle of the night, messages from comrades expressing rage at the silence around them, feelings of guilt and shame, even though I'm not silent. I just have nothing left to say. And if we're honest, it isn't us. It's the people who have already made it clear that they're not listening. I've read the books, watched the documentaries, hoisted the flags, marched, lit the candles, called the senators. I have done what I can, but I cannot stop them. And it's happening everywhere, all the time, all at once. And all I can do is bear witness, shop different, light candles, pray my rage, give my kid a lesson in real time about what evil looks like, and celebrate her disgust. That's all I have left. I no longer have to imagine Psalm 73 or about what it must have felt like to watch the arrogant prosper, to have no control over how people see you or how they use their power against you. The psalmist names the disorientation of watching those who harm others still hold influence, still have the last word in the public imagination. And I've come to realize that I'm experiencing this ancient and timeless bewilderment, the same bewilderment that those with their backs against the wall experience. How do they get away with this? How is their story the one that sticks? This is the ache underneath my grief, the thing that makes bearing witness necessary, and unbearable. And it's not new, not the violence itself, nor the power to narrate the violence in ways that justify it. Bayo Kumalafe has taught me a lot about how even our resistance can move inside the same logics we're trying to dismantle. We act urgently, but then urgency, it doesn't change the frame. And he's right, because the frame stays the same. Even noble action can reproduce the very thing it opposes. We live in societies that are built to make us afraid of being judged as either too much or not enough. And these standards are born from the same logics. Sorry, born from the same logics that we protest. We keep fighting inside their circuitry, wondering why the system won't change. And I grieve the fact that I was given Mountain Dew and Nickelodeon and the idea that people would do the right thing instead of a real understanding of what was happening in the world. I wasn't prepared. None of us were. And now we can all only work with what we have. Education and unlearning and community is key right now. And I don't know what else we do. But at least we have to start with this, that what we are doing isn't working. And that's why we are grieved. It's not that people aren't doing anything. It's not that God needs one more voice. It's not that we have not done enough. Not the people I know. The people I know are tired, trying to pay medical bills and stay sane and feed children and laugh sometimes and heal from inner child wounds. We are tired. This world is broken and we are not in control. And neither is the God these people concocted to justify their mania. It's important for us to be brave and to call these times for what they are. We have to rightly assess and diagnose before we can heal. That's what Jesus means by planks in our eye. You can't see rightly unless you deal with the very same logics that live in you. Problems can't be solved from the same logic that creates them. We have to bind the strong man before we can enter the house. These people, these Zionists, they're revisiting their own trauma on another group of people because they have nowhere else to put it. And that's not unique to them. It's just that we have reached the time in collective consciousness where hideous audacity is celebrated, incentivized, and unchecked. And that reality makes godly people grieve first, so as to see rightly. So I think whatever we do has to come from the stream of a reliable hope, and that hope has to be tethered to learning how to grieve. And that's why I've opened this room tonight, for us to grieve together, that these things are wicked. They are not okay. They are overwhelming. They are heavy. They are too much to bear. It's everywhere all the time, all at once, and we can feel it in our bodies. It's only going to get worse. So I just wanted to open up a space across the internet to say that I know I'm not alone in any of this. And I wanted to create an opportunity for us to realize we're not alone. So if you have a candle to light, I'd love for us to light a candle, and then we're going to do a 4-minute time, just silence and thinking of Gaza, thinking about the people of Sudan and the Congo, thinking about oppressed peoples all over the world, and doing what only we can do, just sitting and bearing witness. So whenever you're ready, light your candle. And we'll take 4 minutes. Just sit and listen to the song, and then we'll do our benediction. So in my hand, I have a chopstick here. I don't know if anyone else has anything else that they can break or make a loud noise with. Um, but I'd like to say a prayer and then on the count of three, have us either break the thing or snap the thing. I think there's power in collective rupture. Um, and it feels really good sometimes to feel the energy break when it feels like the systems that are in place don't. Um, so um, I am picturing in my mind both the fog um, around the minds of the people whose insecurities and fears and anxieties have turned them into monsters in the earth. And I am praying for a breaking of that fog just as much as I am praying for a breaking of the siege um, around a vulnerable people. Um, and as you get your thing in your mind, I'm gonna count to three and we'll break. 1, 2, 3. All I've been feeling today is how little I can do, but I'm just gonna keep doing the little I can do. And Allison, I'll pass it on to you.
Here's a little blessing for us as we go. May you go feeling the weight of your grief, knowing that what you feel is your soul touching in and connecting with every other living being on this earth. May that inner connection never be lost to you, but may it guide you into all that is yours in this world. May all that seeks to break this inner connection apart find its own unraveling. May the wicked recover their souls and feel the pain of all they've wrought. May all oppression cease. May the siege be broken. Go in grief and interconnection.
Ashe and amen. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Really quick and simple, but hopefully helpful. Here to answer any questions before I go, but just everyone's free if you'd like to leave. I'm going to stop our live and everything.
I can only say